Hey y'all, caught me right here close to dark, out here in the middle of the tomato forest. First big picking on them today. They're still loaded. I didn't really expect any today, but one thing I learned in fact, this old place with Memo back so many years ago, we'd go out to check the garden or check a patch. You never went into the garden empty-handed without a way to carry the bounty back. It's just how you lived. And I guess I thought about it this evening. Coming out, I didn't know what I'd get. I got some peas to pick. Jordan will handle that tomorrow afternoon. But wasn't expecting these tomatoes to be ready just yet. And still brought my basket. You got to have a little faith just in case, right? I'd have been having to make 2 or 3 trips had I not come out here with this, so glad I brought it. They probably wouldn't pass the grade at a grocery store, but it'll probably out-eat anything that you can buy at a store, especially when it's your own and you pulled it yourself. Well, we got that little smidgen of rain the other day. It helped out a little bit, but I was able to get some soaker hoses and gonna take care of the rest of those young starts of tomatoes. I imagine the rain will get moving and settle right in. We've turned into another animal here on the farm. A good friend out in, well, goodness, it's so dark. Let's see if I can light this thing up real quick. Hey guys, y'all chill out. There we go. They're already roosting for the night. But no, a friend of ours in Woden going a different route and had an order to fill. So in trade, we've been butchering some quail and finish up their order. In trade, we'll get a couple hundred out of the deal. So they're all settled in for the evening. That's not even a smidgen of them. Me and Jordan got out here and got them to where they can hold as we continue to butcher the few. I thought about even maybe showing that process on the musings group or something, but I'm like, nah, we can't handle that video. We can't even handle history and statues at this point, so apparently. So butchering a quail, even though it's just part of it, probably ain't gonna be palatable. But these little critters are settled in and good. They're tame. But, they just kind of flutter around. They got a loud vocal on them. None of them are hollering now. And I see I done pulled around and let 3 or 4 of them out. Y'all get on back. Big old snake's gonna get you. But get on. Yeah. They ain't going for it. I guess what's 3 out of a couple of hundred, huh? Oh, I knew I shouldn't have done that on camera. Oh well. Hope y'all having a good week. I've been thinking about expectancy and having a little faith in things. Sure use it, can't we? I've seen this one many a time. It always gets me tickled. And remind me of taking that bushel basket to the field, not knowing what to expect. There's an old town up in the Midwest that was in the middle of a drought. I mean, a bad one. Been going for months on end. People are losing their crops. And I'm not talking about a little old truck farm. I'm talking about their livelihood was disappearing because of no rain. A little old town that had a lot of faith and all gathered and didn't squabble. Gathered on Sundays for church. And they was going to hold a prayer meeting for rain. They all gathered that Sunday morning, all of them fretting and talking outside, and they filed in. Preacher come out and took the pulpit as he prepared what he was going to say. He looked out across the crowd, and there on the front row, out of that sea of humanity, with anxious looks on their faces, was a small little girl, couldn't have been no more than 8 years old, with an umbrella in her lap. He got up and started his sermon about faith and praying for rain, and he had to make it a point to show that's how you live and that's how you walk. If you're gonna pray and have faith for something, get ready for it. Like that little girl with that umbrella in her lap. Isn't that cool? That's why I had to take that bushel basket to the garden. I didn't reckon I'd fill the bottom of it up. Shoot, it's a quarter full with vine ripe tomatoes. And melons are about to get ripe. I guess I'm gonna have to put Sissy through coon training or something. That's how you can tell a melon's getting ripe. You find them coon scratches on it. And there's one up there that they really trying to break into pretty heavy. I imagine we'll pick it tomorrow and see what it's got inside. It should be about ready. If it isn't, there'll be other ones behind it. And that'll be all right too, won't it? I sure wish sometimes that, well, most times I don't, but it's one of those evenings where I wish y'all could smell what I'm smelling. Y'all never smelled these cornflowers and the scent they put off. It's a country smell for sure. This is that third planting, or second wave coming on. It's getting a little parched, but it's still tasseling out, looking good. No rain, and it's still almost 9 foot tall. Peas are setting blooms, and I mean, they are loaded. Let me see here. It's getting dark, y'all, I know, but we got peas galore out here. We'll be picking those pretty soon. Father's Day's coming up. I believe that's this weekend, isn't it? Time we set aside to honor the patriarch of the household. Some of y'all have lost yours and may not even have a good relationship with him, but because of him, you're here right on. We'll be celebrating mine this weekend. Looking forward to doing so over in Huntington. Well, we made it midweek, y'all. My sister likes to call it peak of the week, so I guess that's what it is. Topsy-turvy around us, but it's pretty quiet and normal here among the goats and the turkeys. So I'll count that as a blessing. We'll just keep moving forward where we stand, right? That's about all we can do. I wish I'd outlaw that stinking news. It'd probably help us all out a whole lot. But, oh well. Let me do a quick roll call and we'll jump off here. It's getting late and dark setting. Patricia's saying good evening. See Joel and Charlotte. Not sure about Charlotte. Maybe she meant Sissy. I don't know what that is. Anyway, good evening just the same, Patricia. There's Mr. Randy Bass. Tomatoes looking good. Thank you, man. It's been a struggle. I'm almost having to come out here and talk to them individually, but with 150 of them, that's a little tough. So we're blessed, sure are. Man, I tell you, those quail beat all I ever seen. Lady that raised them's been doing it for years, and I had a few quail, and y'all know them are some wily little critters. They just wild. Not these. That's used to her coming in and feeding them. You can just walk right among them, and they don't get out of sorts. So that's good stuff. Good eating. But anyway, some of y'all don't like that. Oh well. It's all right here on the farm. Mandy, how are you? Anisha is checking in. Good evening to you, Angela. Howdy. Dennis O'Daniel's checking in. There's my buddy Charles Robilia out Waco way. Brother, I know you got corn all around your house, but I got a pretty good stand of it here myself. Miss you, man. Come see us sometime. There's Robert checking in. Kathy, good night. Blessings to you, man. Charlotte, hi from West Tennessee. We all is good here. And there's Mr. Kerry Worthington checking in. There's Joanne. Yeah, caught me live. I'm on a little late this evening. Almost wasn't going to do it, but that tomato bucket kind of made me think about it. Right? I get thinking too much. Sorry, y'all. There's Montgomery, Texas in the house. Margie, how are you? Good to see you checking in. Tammy McKinney from Midland, Texas. And Aggie, howdy back to you. There's Courtney. We got those quail settled in there, at least the ones that gonna hang around. So happy to help out. There's Charlotte down Trinity Way. Wendy saying late, but hi from Bryan, Texas. Made it just in time. Andrew's out in Interlochen, Florida. All is secure here as well, sir. Ever lived in Midland? No, Tammy, I have not. Been there a couple of times on the road with a couple of country music bands. That's some flat country out there. I'll never forget the first time we was on the road out there on that bus. It's a good time for a little while, but boy, that road gets long from Waco, Texas. We've been rolling from wee hours of the morning. We're getting close. I hadn't been to West Texas in a whole minute. It's been since I was a youth when I went out that way. But as an adult, we're rolling. I'm looking across that just flat land. It's pretty. It's flat. Oh, it's flat. I don't think anybody had said a word for at least 15 miles. We're just sitting there riding. Bass player piped up, looked out the window. He said, I think it's when we was going through Abilene. He said, good old Abilene, Texas. He let it rest a minute. He said, where you can watch your dog run away for 3 days. I'll never forget that. That just cracked me up. That's some flat country out there. It's pretty, though. Sure is. I've never lived there. No, man. That story was free. There's Phyllis. How are you? My sweet girl, Faith Johnson, up in South Carolina. Yeah. We talked briefly today. She called me as the store was closing, but we got a little catching up to do. She's feverishly making wedding invitations out for her big day in October. So I guess she'll be, I was like, good Lord, woman, you had a common name in Johnson, and now you're going to go one up on me and go Smith. That's all right, though, isn't it? Love Danny, good man. All right, there's Kimberly Fowler. Anisha saying snapping beans for you. Ness from Burnett. All right, Vivian, my good friend. Miss you, woman. Y'all need to come up this way soon, especially when it comes tea picking time. Just saying, use all the help we can get. Oh, man. Aggie saying it again. I'll go back and read that a little later, Aggie. There's Luke Breslin. Good to see you too, sir. Linda's on from the Hill Country. Doris, bushel and a peck. Yeah, I actually thought about that when I was out there. Or Peter picked a peck of pickled peppers. My peppers had dried up, y'all. That's the good thing about peppers. It's all right if they're dry. You can still use them in good old pepper sauce, can't you? Tricia, saying hello to Charlotte Rower. Okay, all right. Didn't see that. All right, let's see. Ron Collier's checking in from Stephenville, Texas. Loading in the morning, going to California. Goodness, be careful on the road, sir. And I think we got everybody covered. There's Darlene checking in. Jean from Martinsville, just up the road. Yes, ma'am, Courtney, glad to do it. It's good stuff. Allison Schumacher, how are you, ma'am? Eric, man, I'll just keep on strolling here. It's going to get dark, y'all. Moon's going to get me. Eric ready to pass. There's Tammy McKinney. And Vivian, you got to come soon. Shoot, sure do. All right, that's good for a week, for a Wednesday. I guess that's about all we have to say for the evening. I'll go in here and get these old boots off and try to kick back just a little bit ahead of a full day working. Another one ahead. But that's what we're called to do, is be productive, isn't it? And to love. That's about right. Y'all don't forget, y'all go out tomorrow, make sure you take that bushel basket with you. Never know what good stuff you'll find out there to put in it. Never go empty-handed to the garden, right? Good night. Be the light. We'll talk to y'all later.